Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host. Well, we are heading back to meet up with the Kettle family again as we take a look at the fourth installment in the Ma and Pa Kettle franchise as we dive into the fourth film in this series. And this was released in 1951. So the movie to take a look at was released, as I said, 1951, and that is Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. Yep, Ma and Kettle Back on the Farm. Now, this is the fourth in the Ma and Pa Kettle series. I have volume 2, so we'll get to that soon. But yeah, Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. This is an interesting one, and I'm going to tell you right now, this movie is a ton of fun. Like the previous films, these are really good. So, yeah. So let's talk about Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. Yeah, there's a lot to say. But anyways, so in this installment, we get the Kettle family again. But this time their son Tom. So it starts out with Pa realizing that Ma is pregnant. And she's going to have another child. Well, it turns out that's not true. It actually turns out to be the son Tom, who's actually, I believe, married or engaged. They don't explain it, but to a woman, I believe her name was Kate in the movie. Yeah, I believe it was Kate. So Kate is Tom's, I believe, girlfriend, wife. I don't know. I'm trying to see who was all in. I'm just looking. Oh, the movie, yeah. The movie also had, this also has Marjorie Main, Percy Kimball, Richard Long, Meg Randall, and Ray Collins. So, yeah, this is another one, as I said before. So, basically, they turn out as actually his girlfriend or wife, they didn't explain again, gave birth to a baby boy. So, it turns out her mom is really strict. So, pretty much it's the Kettles, and craziness ensues with the Kettles. So, yeah, that's not really much about the film, but the movie is fun. I believe the funny parts way into the good stuff. I believe the Kettles are hilarious, Ma and Pa especially. They're just a ton of fun to watch. And out of all the movies in this set, I kind of like Back on the Farm a little better. We will get to the fifth installment, which is Ma and Pa Kettle at the Fair. I'm going to try my best to get to all of these before the end of the year. So, it's a ton of fun. There's not really much to say about this movie. I believe, it's just a ton of fun. And there's a good message at the end. There's one funny scene where the salesman and the Native Americans they get the baby. So there's a salesman who gets the baby, but then realize that's not our baby. This is a girl. So it's a girl, and they couldn't figure out what it was. Like, well, you tell me. I already know what it looks like. And that's what Ma is like. So then the Native Americans take two babies, and it turns out both of them were girls. So it turns out they have 3 baby girls, and now the cops are trying to figure out that the hospital has these stolen babies. So they're kidnapped. And then they realize, you can go to jail for this. And yeah, it's just a hoot though. And the ending is really good. Like I said again, I love I love black and white movies. Again, as I said again, the black and white cinematography is like its own character. I think, to be fair, the black and white really does make good. Like when I reviewed the Francis movies, I mentioned that the black and white is like its own character. That cinematography is just great in black and white. I think, clearly enough, I don't have much to say about these movies. They're good. They're fun. I will say between all these, I will say On the Farm is the best so far, because I found that to be more hysterical. And they're a bunch of idiots. Like, literally, they're idiots. And it's just fun. I'm more like rambling than really actually reviewing the film. And I think personally, like I said many, many times, this is just a fun watch. And I'm trying to think if there are any negatives. I feel like okay, here's what I mentioned. This movie was released under the Universal Internationals brand. So that's something I forgot to mention. I want to mention again. I believe all of the Ma and Pa movies, the Kettle movies, are from the Universal Internationals brand. I will say, like, my only complaint with the film is there's a long chase scene near the end where they're trying to get on the train to get Kate back to talk about trying to get his son. So it just goes way long. They drive, and the Kettles are just crazy when they drive. I felt that could have been shortened down a little bit, but that's really my only big complaint with this movie is that scene could have been trimmed down a little bit, but ultimately it's still a ton of fun. And if you've not seen these, I will say Back on the Farm is definitely worth checking out. I can recommend Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. I think for what it does, it's unique. I love discovering older movies from Universal. I love discovering their filmography from like the golden age of cinema. And it's film history. It's a ton of fun. I love watching these older movies because you can't make these movies nowadays. Like, especially with the Native Americans in this, you could not get away with this though. You cannot get away with this these days. But yeah, like I said, that's really about it. And I don't have much to say about it. Definitely, if you had to watch one of these, give that fourth movie a watch, which is Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. So let's go ahead and rate this. So yeah, I am going to give Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm a 4 out of 5. And like I said again, it's just a fun movie. I don't really have much to say about these movies. They're a ton of fun to watch. And I believe Volume 2, which has the second installment, I'll get to that one tomorrow. That's going to be the next movie I'm going to watch for tomorrow. And then we'll save the other three for later. But yeah, as of now, I still think these are fun. I don't hate these movies. I think for what it is, it's definitely interesting to see a franchise before a franchise got big. Nowadays, you see just franchises just continue to grow. And I feel like this is revolutionary. And I think the cast-wise is really good. I love the fact that the mom at the end of the movie is like sad, but at the end she learns her lesson and she helps the Kettles. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna stop there right now. So go check out Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. It's definitely worth a watch. So yeah, that's my review of Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you can see what all I have reviewed on the channel. So you can also head to Letterboxd. I'm on there as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm on Letterboxd. I rate the movies before I review them. So go check me on Letterboxd. So yeah. Give Ma and Pa Kettle Back on the Farm. It's a fun movie. So yeah, and that's it. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.